Holy moly. Okay, so we're still in July, right? We're still in July, and July was all about choice, right? Freedom is a choice. Freedom is a choice. That's our monthly theme. So we talked about that. We talked about freedom. We talked about choice, right? We talked about freedom is a choice that we make. We experience as much or as little of it as we can believe and embody and accept through us. So today we're going to just explore that, discuss more about that idea that what is true for us about choosing freedom is true for us about everything under the sun. I mean, all the rest of the qualities, we choose each and every one of them. It's not only limited to freedom. Yes, we choose freedom, but we choose all of the qualities, and we experience them to the degree that we can believe them and embody them and accept them and align with them and allow them to flow through our experience into life. So there they are. Okay, so there's a partial list. I'm sure there's more than that, but we are free to choose those qualities and to allow them to flow into our experience. These are the qualities that at the level of spirit, at the level of cause, have no opposites. They have no opposites. Abundance is a choice we make. Joy is a choice we make. Love is a choice we make. God is good. God knows only good. As beings of free will, we are free to express as much or as little of these qualities that we can believe, embody, and accept, yes? Because we live in a world of unity. There's only one. We always say that, core concept one. There's only one. There's only one energy. There's no duality except in our own mind. There's only one. We live in a world of unity, harmony, and oneness. But we see duality everywhere we look in the physical world. We see duality, and we're free to do that because we have free will. We are free to be bound. Yes, we do that so well, don't we? Ernest Holmes said this. He said, the only thing that binds us is the only thing that frees us. Bondage is freedom. Love and hate are one attitude. Fear and faith are the same attitude. They are one mind, one mental attitude. There are only different ways of using it to cause it to be manifested. There is only one. We say that every week. There is only one. So we are using all of those qualities to the extent that we believe we have them. So when we discuss those qualities, we discuss the qualities of God that have no opposites. In God, there is no opposite. Spirit knows only good. Spirit knows only harmony. So we have to think of those qualities of God more on a sliding scale than in the world of duality, right? So God is only love. That's a quality of God. It's only love. You can experience as much or as little as you believe you can. And we call the smallest amount of love hate, right? And we make it up in our minds that it's something other than love. All it is the smallest amount of love we can manifest at that moment because of our limited belief. So we call it something else. But it's only love on this sliding scale. Love is always love, from the smallest amount demonstrated to total unconditional love and everything in between. So we call it something else, and we create that illusion of duality in our own mind that we then seek to overcome. We're so creative. And this is true of all the qualities. It's not just love, it's not just abundance, it's not just joy. It's true of all the qualities. Abundance and lack, right? We call it something else, but it's just a teensy-tiny little bit of abundance. That's all it is. We call it something else. We make it something else. We make it dual in our minds. But it's only abundance, as little or as much as we desire, right? Abundance and lack, beauty, ugliness, balance, instability, freedom, bondage. We think that these are all opposites in our minds, but they're only one thing, to as much or as little as we desire. Joy, despair, love, hate, order, chaos, peace, discord. Think of all those things, right? Power, impotence, unity, separation, wholeness, incompleteness, wisdom, and ignorance. We identify the smallest amounts of these qualities and we call them something else. But there is only one, because there's only one God, there's only one energy. So the duality is in our own mind, it's not in God. There's no God in the devil. We got rid of the devil years ago, didn't we? Ernest Holmes said, hell's cooling off as we speak. There is no devil. There's only one. There's only one power. We can align with it. And we align with it with our intention and our power and our ability to create. We create more of those qualities we desire. Ernest Holmes, in Lessons in Spiritual Mind Treatment, he said this. He said, my hope of freedom lies not in believing there is a reality and an illusion, but rather in staying close to the reality. And in thinking about those things I wish to experience rather than the opposite. Spirit as absolute cause and the material or physical universe as effect do not contradict each other. There is one life. It is God's life. It is energy. It outpictures as the entire manifest universe. It outpictured as us. We then outpicture our lives using that same divine creative process. So what does that mean to us? What it means, we have to stop thinking about the problem. We have to stop trying to overcome the problem. We have to stop treating the problem. We have to stop being immersed in the problem. We have to stop trying to fix the problem. Do you see where Ernest Holmes was going with this? Get your mind off of the problem. We have to align ourselves with cause. The problem is over here. Well, not really there, but you know what I mean. The problem is the effect. The problem is the condition that we're currently experiencing. And what we know about conditions is they change like that. They change all the time. They're simply an outpicturing in the physical world. So we're over here busy trying to fix the problem. We're messing around in the condition when we should be standing in cause. We want to put all of our attention and all of our energy on cause. Cause is where our freedom lies. Cause is where the qualities of God have no opposites. We have to stand in cause. When I am vexed with lack, right, I must know and align myself with the truth of God's abundance. It's abundance. It's a truth. It's a quality of God. So here's how we think, right? I see my bank account and I look at that little teeny tiny number and I freak out, right? Oh my God, I'm broke. Oh, I'm all in the condition. How am I going to pay my rent? For God's sakes, right? We get freaked out by the condition. We get freaked out by the numbers. We get freaked out by the effect. This is not the truth of us. I'm looking at the condition, and all I see is condition, and I'm getting all emotional over condition. I'm getting all worked up about condition, and there's no power there. There is no power there. And my higher self, my own higher power, that God self within us, Emerson called that seed of perfection nestled within us, it knows who we are. It knows itself as us. It is the divine within us, and it says God is all there is. God is all there is, and God is abundance. I am some part of God. I am some part of the outpicturing of the wholeness of spirit. And I have to align myself with cause. Therefore, I am abundance. If God is abundance, if that is a quality of God, and I am some part of the life of God, then I must be abundance also. And I must allow that quality to flow freely through me. And through my experience of life, I must align myself, my attention, my emotion, my intellect with the truth of my being, with cause. And stop giving all of my energy and all of my emotion and all of my attention and all of my intellect to the problem, which is lack, which is not the truth. So all it is a shift. It is a shift of attention. It is a shift of emotion. We have to get emotional about our truth as much as we get emotional about the condition. We have to stand in the effect, right? Oh, so I don't have enough money in my bank to check my... We have to stand in the effect and know the cause. And know cause. Now, I'm not saying stick your head in the sand, right? We're not doing that. We're not going la, 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 you know. The metaphysician in hell, I'm not here and it's not hot, you know. I'm not saying do that. What I'm saying is we can stand in the condition and we can know a higher truth for ourselves. Right now, here's the outpicturing. Here is the condition. This is the condition of lack, but I know I am some part of the life of God. And I know God is abundance, therefore I know that. And I can know the truth for myself and walk through that condition, that temporary condition. And walk through the open door, and walk through the possibilities, and walk through the coincidences and the serendipity and all of those things that we wind up, when we're open to the possibilities, we wind up seeing them. And there are answers there. There are options there. And that we say yes to. We suit up, we show up, we say yes, right? That's what we do. Ernest Holmes said, I love this, he said the condition is as real as it needs to be. I love that. It's as real as it needs to be, but it's not the truth. It'll never be the truth. And it'll always change. It always changes. In Questions and Answers to Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes said this. He said, freedom means to eliminate from consciousness all those things which bind and limit the free flow of divine spirit through us. At the same time, to exercise the faculty of personal choice. Keeping personal choice immersed in this divine flow of spirit, one with it, brings us the power that Jesus used. And the works he did become possible for us. We automatically claim freedom when we are convinced we can use no mind except the creative mind of God. We seek to create no limitation for ourselves. No limitation for ourselves. We are using the mind of God. We're immersed in the mind of God. We are a point of light, right? In that energy which is spirit. So this means we have to change our thinking. Oh, did you ever hear that before? Change your thinking, change your life. Change your thinking, change your life. Tagline. Anyway, we have to change our thinking to change our life. We have to change how we think. We are so used to problem solving. We are just little problem-solving animals, aren't we? Have a problem? I'll think your way out of it, you know? We are problem solvers. We address problems. We work on problems. We overcome problems. We do everything but think problem-free. Right? Everything but problem-free. We don't usually think in terms of problemless. You know, it's like the last time you had a headache, right? Last time you had a headache and all you could think of was you had the damn headache. Oh, sorry. Anyway, you had the headache. And it gets all of our attention. And we can't think of anything else. And it dominates our thoughts. Having the headache. I have the headache. What am I going to do about the headache? How do I get rid of the headache? What to take for the headache? And on and on and on. And we can't think of anything else. And we can't do anything else. And we can't concentrate on anything else. We have a headache. And we're miserable. And we continue to slog through the day. Right? Oh my God. So then we take Motrin, or we take Advil, or we take Tylenol, or we take Midol. Well, maybe not Midol. Something else. I can't think of anything else. But anyway, so we take that stuff, right? Well, Ernest Holmes said what? You know, he said, if you can't believe in the miracle, believe in the magic. The pill is the magic. So that's fine. So you take it. You know, just know God's behind that too. God's behind everything. So you take the pill, you know, and then you go on with your life. La, 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 la. You do your things. You slog through the day. Seldom notice when the headache is gone, right? Just all of a sudden you're going through the day and you're like, wonder where that went, you know? It just dawns on you, but you're not in the consciousness of your good. It's just, you just let it go, and then you take it for granted and you move on. So we want to shift our attention from the negative condition that we're thinking about so much all the time to the positive condition that we so want to create and develop and experience more of. We shift our thinking so that we notice the good more than the negative. We just release the negative. In Mark 11:24, it says, therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe you received them, and you shall have them, right? We're familiar with that. It goes on to say, and when you stand praying, Forgive if you have anything against anyone, that your Father who is also in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father who is in heaven forgive your trespasses. So let's break that down just a little bit metaphysically, because this is the practical piece. We have to be single-focused. We have to know what it is we desire, and we have to stand in that. Not what we don't want, not the thing to be overcome. We've given enough energy to the stuff that we don't want in our lives, haven't we? We've given it enough attention. It's time to start being single-focused on the life we desire. When you pray, believe you receive them and you shall have them. This is our expectation of good. When you pray, believe you have them. This is, the New Thought version of act as if, right? Fake it till you make it. However you want to call it. Act as if. Believe that you have received them. They shall be, right? This is our expectation of good. This is what Ernest Holmes said. We must immerse ourselves in that feeling. It's a thing of emotion. It's not only will, right? Emile Coué said when the will and the emotion are in conflict with each other, which one wins out? It'll be the emotion every single time, because that's where all of our energy is going. So it's about being single-focused. Act as if. Pray and know that it is an absolute, and you receive them. There's that expectation of good. Because why? Because it is God's great pleasure to give us the kingdom. And why else? Because we already have it. We already have it. And all we're doing is we're blocking it, our good, from us. It's all around us. We are immersed in it. We just need to align with it, say yes, and allow it to flow. And then that second part, when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any. Now that's a big one. When we hold anything against anybody else, we are withholding from ourselves. Why? Go back to core concept 1. God is all there is. So who else is out there? It's just us. So if you're holding someone outside of your love, outside of your forgiveness, outside of your joy or your peace or your power, if you're holding anybody as outside of that, you're holding it against yourself. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. Why? Except for that guy over there who cut you off on the freeway? He's the one and only exception to God's rule? There is only one of us. There is only one energy. When we hold things against, I want my good, but I don't want him to have his good. It doesn't ever work. We cannot serve two masters. It won't ever, ever work. We fall into the illusion of separation, and by falling into the illusion of separation, I'm good, he's bad. By falling into the illusion of separation, we withhold our good from ourselves, because there's only one. And if we do not forgive that person, whoever it is, just put a face on it. That third part of that quote said, and neither will your Father who is in heaven forgive yours. Now, what does that mean, really? Our Father in heaven? Metaphysically, we're talking about our own highest self. We're talking about our own highest self, the spirit within us, the seed of perfection, again, that Emerson called it, that thing that is nestled within us, that knows of itself as pure spirit. We are that. In heaven, that is the perfect state of consciousness. That is being immersed in cause. So our Father in heaven, that is the highest self. That is the spirit within us. And when we are not in alignment with that, how can we possibly outpicture what we desire when we're holding it from someone else? We can't. And that goes for everything in our lives. Not manifesting your abundance. Who's on your list? You know what list I'm talking about. That list. Who's on your list, right? You're not manifesting your abundance. Who's on your list? You mad at somebody? Who is it? Right? Who are you holding as wrong? Either in your personal life, or in your neighborhood life, in your state life, your cultural life, your country life, your worldwide life. Who are you holding as the bad guys? Not manifesting your significant other? Who are you judging? Who are you judging? You don't want to attract into the love of your life, but yet, there's a whole bunch of people out here who are wrong. Who are you busy judging? Not getting that job you want? Or you're not healing? Or you're not happy? Where are you holding someone outside of unconditional love? You have a big old bubble, right? You travel around, you know, you got your bubble, and people are in it, and then there are those other people outside of it, right? It's your job to make your bubble big, bring in everybody from the outside in. Who are you holding outside of your circle of unconditional love? Because that's where the healing is. That's where the healing is. You have every right to everything under the sun. The gift has already been given. We have every right. We must accept and align with the idea that we are one. There is no other out there. If we are to manifest our own dreams, if we're supposed to manifest our own self-expressed life of spirit in form, we have to extend that to every other being that's around. So here's another practical piece. This is a compassion exercise, because not only do we have to forgive ourselves, we have to forgive everybody else, right? But we are included in that circle. We have to forgive ourselves. You know, skilled behavior, unskilled behavior, you know how we do that? So anyway, so I have these cards. You may have seen them in the bookstore. Can we hand these out? These are, thank you, Billy. These are compassion cards, and they're exercises, and this is a wonderful thing. The gentleman, Harry Palmer, who wrote this exercise, if you go on his website, he's got about 8 or so different exercises you can do throughout your day to just reinforce the idea there's only one of us. There is only one. We live and we move and we have our being in spirit. So does everybody else. There's nobody else out there. There's just us. We are free, choosing spiritual beings in the physical world. Now, I'm not saying you're a spiritual doormat. Don't get me wrong about that. If someone is toxic, okay, you don't have to go out to lunch with them anymore. I promise you. You know, if someone is abusive, this is not what this is about. The compassion exercise, our knowing our oneness exercise is not about self-abuse, okay? Not what I wanted to say, but anyway, you know what I mean. It's not about being a spiritual doormat. You can be an emotional and a spiritual first responder and hold the light for the world and not allow yourself to be abused spiritually or physically or mentally or emotionally. But you can absolutely know oneness and stand in your power. And so this exercise is about that. And I love that it's 5 steps because it reminds me of the affirmative prayer. I think this is wonderful. And so it talks about, we can do this exercise where people have congregated together. We can do it on total strangers. We can do it anywhere we feel like we can go home and do this. And we can just stand in the mirror and do it for ourselves. But it's a little 5-step. It says, with attention on the person, repeat to yourself. Now, I know this is a really difficult thing for people as enlightened as we are, but if you know of someone maybe you're holding a little something against, just kind of take that person into your mind. You know, there might be somebody out there that maybe doesn't have your whole forgiveness or your whole love unconditionally. So you might want to take that person into your mind, into your heart right now. And I'd like for us to say together in step 1, the bold print, because this is step 1. You ready? Just like me, this person is seeking some happiness in his or her life. Okay? We are one. We are one. So thinking again about that person maybe that's trying your patience or trying your love or trying, you know. Step 2, with attention again on this person, repeat. Just like me, this person is trying to avoid suffering in his or her life. And isn't that the truth for all of us? We try to avoid suffering. We try to live a good and self-expressed life of spirit and form. And so is everyone else. We are unique, individualized expressions of spirit, just like everybody else. We are all one and yet so individual. So let's move on to step 3. With attention on this person, repeat to yourself. Just like me, this person has known sadness, loneliness, and despair. And it opens your heart. It opens our heart to know that we're all in this together. We are all in this together. And step 4, with attention again on this person, repeat to yourself, just like me, this person is seeking to fulfill his or her needs. And we do that through life, don't we? We go through life and we are here to accept each other, to move along our path, to accomplish the things we want to accomplish without steamrolling over somebody. We're all doing the same stuff in our own way. And then finally, step 5, with attention on this person, repeating to yourself, just like me, this person is learning about life. And this is true for all of us. We are all on this path together. We are all unfolding spiritual beings. We are all 100% spiritual beings, housed temporarily in this little meat sack that we carry around with us. It's true. And we are bumping up against each other, and we're learning and we're growing, and with this, we can be unconditionally loving and forgiving. We can be compassionate with each other's unskilled behaviors, because how many of ours have we thrown up all over somebody else, right? We're all a mess of unskilled and skilled behaviors. And with this compassion practice, we forgive ourselves along with that other person. This is something we can say in the mirror, because it's just like me. Just like me. This is where we're starting. The healing is self-healing all the time. The forgiving is self-forgiving all the time, because we're choosing to no longer suffer from the behavior of other people. We are free, choosing spiritual beings in this world. Choose abundance. Choose love. Choose joy. Choose harmony. Choose peace. Choose power. Choose all of those qualities. Choose wisely. Thank you so much.